Hello, One Tribers. My name's Elyse. I'm your camp manager and I'm lead of food and kitchen this year. My gift is feeding people and creating that space for people to come together and eat a meal. I really think is magic on the playa. Thought I would make this video to educate on what the space in the kitchen is for. So I'm going to break it down into 4 easy categories: what we offer in the kitchen, what we don't offer in the kitchen, what the communal space and kitchen is for, and then a little bit on how to be a more efficient campmate. So to start off, what is it that we provide? We provide a fully equipped 40-foot shipping container. All you need to do is bring your food, come in, cook it, and clean up. We have a shaded eating area with picnic tables and shade structure for you to enjoy that meal. We have a dishwashing station. We also offer 2 meals per day, and offerings will be posted upon arrival at camp. Just please note that the times of the meals will change, so be informed. Kitchen is off limits 2 hours prior and during the dinner meal time to allow the crew to prep. Breakfast is not as prep intensive, so the kitchen will be open during breakfast time. We offer beverage can recycling and compost. I would just like to ask everybody to not throw these items in the garbage at their camp. Please bring them in and sort them correctly in the kitchen, because this makes a massive burden for those who deal with our garbage every year if you're just loading up your own personal trash at your campsite with recyclables and compost. We have a team of volunteers that's dealing with that stuff every day, so please participate in the process. We have a 24-hour tea coffee station with 2 microwaves and a kettle, so this is available at all hours of the day, as the kitchen is closed from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. and during that dinner prep time. So if you feel that you're going to need something in your belly, that area will be available for you 24 hours a day. What we do not provide in the kitchen is any personal eating utensils, plates, bowls, glasses, mugs. As a burner, you are required to have these items on you at all times, carry them around the playa to be able to enjoy all of the food and beverage offerings. If you show up for dinner without any cutlery or plates or bowls, nobody is going to be providing that to you. A note for the dish area after the meal: never leave any dishes drying in the dish area. We have so many people using the kitchen. The drying area is tiny, so after you wash your own personal eating plates, bowls, cups, and whatever it is you use to create your meal, put it away immediately, or if it's yours, take it back to your camp. Because even if 1/4 of the people in our camp leave one thing, the kitchen looks like a bomb went off, and it's a pain in the ass to deal with. So please deal with your own shit. Thank you in advance. We do not offer any personal maids in the kitchen. Our camp is run on participation and communal effort, and it is nobody's job to clean up after you, ever. You paid camp fees to participate in the community. You didn't pay camp fees to have anybody wipe your ass. So remember to keep that in mind when you're in the kitchen. If the dishwater at the dish station needs changing, change it. If the garbage is 3/4 full, don't wait for it to get overflowing. Deal with it. It's a lot easier to do it before it gets really out of hand. Also, what we don't provide is any sort of food storage in camp. The camp fridges and freezers are 100% off limits to any campmates. I will be locking them to ensure people stay out of them, as in previous years people just help themselves and go in and out. And especially this year when we are serving food to the public on this large of a scale, it is so important that if Burning Man ever comes by, that our food is at temperature. This is for health restrictions, and it's for, the good of everybody. That if I see anybody going into that fridge and freezer when it's unlocked, I will be removing their stuff from the fridge and freezer. So please, it's a health hazard. Don't do it. Stay out of the fridge and freezer. And if you want cold beer and cold food at the burn, either keep it in your RV or do an ice run every day for your cooler like everybody else does. We do not offer any storage for non-perishable food either. The kitchen area and the common eating area get so cluttered, even if people with the intention of sharing something leave an unattended item in that area. When you bring something into the kitchen, unless you are personally handing it out and sharing it, you take it back to your camp with you. There is no room for any non-perishable food storage in our kitchen or common area, and all of those items, when they are taken from your camp, need to be returned to your camp. Any unattended food will be dealt with and thrown out immediately, and I will come back to this point later. Anyways, next section is what is the common area and kitchen for? It really is the heart of camp. It's kind of where everybody congregates to, make a plan, chill out, have a meal. is for making food, sharing food, making gifts and offerings and sharing those offerings, connecting with your campmates, like coming and seeing who's in camp, what's going on tonight, what's happening within camp. It's a really good place to relax, and I think most importantly is that it's a really good place to come be of service and offer your help. There's going to be a huge list of all the volunteer jobs that are available in camp, but when there's this many people in an area, there's always something to do. And if you want to show up in this area and offer your services, you don't even have to wait to get a camp lead's permission to do something. Like if you see that there's unattended items that have been sitting around for a while, pop them into Lost and Found. If you see that there's tables that need to be wiped down, maybe somebody forgot to do that after they ate, please just go and wipe it down. This is how our camp functions, and having people that go above and beyond to do these sort of things creates such a beautiful, inviting space for all campmates. And this gets me to the next section, which is the changes that are happening in camp this year. Let me make this clear. This is the biggest downfall in our camp last year from my perspective of what I was responsible for. So donating open food to camp on Friday and Saturday when you were leaving is not a donation. It is moop. You are mooping things you don't want to be responsible for on camp. This is absolutely 100% unacceptable. Nobody wants your open jar of mustard, your stale wraps, your apple juice that's been fermenting in the sun for a week. It's not donating, it's not gifting, it's being an asshole and not being responsible for your own shit. So when it comes to the end of the burn, please take your stuff with you. It took a team of 8 volunteers over 24 hours last year to deal with all the open food that was mooped on camp. We are busy enough striking all of the structures, packing up all the bikes, putting everything into the storage containers, feeding the teardown crew. We don't have time to deal with your crap, and this is 100% unacceptable. There will be people in the kitchen to ensure that it is not happening this year. Anytime during the burn week or during strike, if anything is left in the kitchen, it will be thrown out immediately. And now, for a moment, from Journey the Troll. I think shit got kind of intense there, so I'm just going to show you this guy's cute little butt, and everybody can calm down. Okay, bye. So the last topic here is efficiency. Especially if you're flying in, I know that people tend to get in this mindset of like, oh, what if I don't have something during the burn? Just keep in mind, we have 2 meals in camp without even leaving camp every day. There's so much food on the playa and so much on offer, you will never go hungry. Try to think of things that are quality over quantity. You know, dried nuts and seeds and like really good protein bars and energy bars and like beef jerky, that sort of stuff will go a long way to nourishing your body while you're out there. Why would you buy a jar of jam and a jar of peanut butter that you can't take with you on the plane back and you're only going to use a quarter of it? So just try to think about efficiency when you're shopping, think about the planet when you're shopping, and think about the people who deal with the garbage from camp when you're done. The past few years, it's been 2 people loading up their RV and dealing with all of our garbage every year after the burn. Think of what kind of shape you're going to be in at the end of a week in the desert. It's really taxing on the body. And these 2 legends, Alice and Dwight, pack up everybody's garbage every year and go and deal with it. So keep in mind efficiency, quality over quantity, less is more. Be prepared for the playa and just don't overdo it. Another change from last year is that camp will not be organizing donations for the crew that stays to do strike for 6 weeks after the burn. These are not paid volunteers. They do this out of the kindness of their heart. They're really embodying the leave no trace principle. In previous years, we have collected food, not unopened, non-perishable food for them at camp. But the issue that happened last year is that everybody just donated it and nobody took anything as they were leaving. Every single person that leaves Burning Man drives by this donation site, and yet nobody took a full bin to drop it off last year. And by the time we got out of there on Tuesday, they were overwhelmed and almost refused our donations because they had so much. So camp will not be organizing that. That's not one thing that we need to do when we are striking camp. There's enough to do, but I encourage every single one of you to please take your unopened, non-perishable food, as well as like sunscreens and toothpaste, and there's a huge list of all the different products that they take as donations. When you are leaving, collect a little bin of it if you're not going to be able to take it with you, or if even just out of the kindness of your heart to donate it to these guys. You have to drive by the donation point, and they really deserve it. I would even say bring an extra case of beer for these guys, because they're the ones cleaning up the city, ensuring that we are in good standing with the state of Nevada and the national parks. You know, just be a sick cunt. That is the end of my kitchen section. Yay, we did it, everybody!